好，午安。Hi everyone, welcome to our town hall again. 歡迎大家參加我哋呢個雙語嘅新冠狀病疫嘅第5個城市論壇。之前嗰4個我哋係錄影咗嘅，擺咗喺我哋嘅 website， 係叫個 URL 係 ahi.ucsf.edu。咁如果各位想睇翻以前嗰啲錄影咧，就可以上去上邊自己得閒揾啦。唔該。咁welcome to all for joining us today in this 5th bilingual town hall on the coronavirus for the community. The 4 previous ones have been recorded, and you can find the YouTube recordings in the ahi.ucsf.edu website. I am Diana Lau, and I'm also be the moderator for this evening's town hall. 我係加州大學三藩市分校醫學院嘅亞裔健康研究院嘅主任，個名叫劉雪艷。我亦都係今晚嘅論壇主持。So we'll be having this town hall in both English and Cantonese. 我哋將以粵語同埋英語做呢個講座嘅。So 我哋首先介紹兩位我哋嘅專家先。So let me introduce Dr. Peter Chin Hong and Dr. Alan Wu. 一位係陳子平教授，一位係胡教授。So Dr. Peter Chin Hong is most of you are familiar with him now if you have attended our past town halls. Peter Chin Hong and I have been joining hands to conduct this town halls, and thank you so much for his taking time out of his very, very busy clinical schedule and come and help us to educate the community. Thank you, Dr. Peter Chin Hong. 我哋多謝陳子平醫生喺百忙之中幫我哋做呢個論壇。咁咧，So Dr. Peter Chin Hong is a professor of the Infectious Disease Department at the University of California, San Francisco, and he is also the Associate Dean for the University of California Regional Campuses. He is also the Director of the Immunocompromised Host Infectious Disease Program at UCSF and has received several distinguished teaching awards. 咁陳子平醫生咧係我哋加州大學舊金山分校醫學院傳染病系嘅教授。陳教授咧都係 UCSF 低免疫功能傳染病計劃嘅主任，佢亦都係得到幾個傑出嘅教學獎嘅。咁咧，跟住咧就要介紹 Dr. Peter Alan Wu. Dr. Alan Wu is a professor of the laboratory medicine at the University of California, San Francisco. He is also chief of the clinical chemistry and toxicology at the Zuckerberg San Francisco General Hospital. He is also the medical director of the pharmacogenomics laboratory. He is certified by the American Board of Clinical Chemistry in clinical chemistry and toxicology chemistry. His research interests include pharmacogenomics, clinical toxicology, and cardiac biomarkers. He has also written several paperback books consisting of short stories designed to promote the value of clinical laboratory and pharmacogenomics to the general public. 吳博士咧係加州大學舊金山分校嘅化驗醫學教授，亦都係舊金山總醫院臨床化學同埋毒理學化驗室嘅主任，以及係基因組藥物學實驗室嘅醫學主任。佢嘅研究興趣咧係包括基因組嘅藥物學啦、臨床毒理學啦，同埋心臟生物嘅標誌物嘅。吳博士咧喺同行嘅審評期刊中咧係有400多篇文獻嘅，即係嗰啲 peer review journal. He has over 400 publications. 咁同埋寫咗幾本書，其中咧包括一啲短篇小說。咁主要咧係增高公眾對臨床實驗室同埋藥物基因組學嘅認識同埋價值。Thank you both of you, Dr. Peter Chin Hong and Dr. Wu. So this is just a short agenda for the day. So we'll do a short introduction, do the COVID update as usual, and then you'll hear Dr. Wu talking about COVID-19 testing. And then we'll have questions and answers at the end. This is not a usual picture that you see for the COVID-19 viral particle, but it is the most accurate and the most recent that we can find. So you can see that it does have this mossy-like structures that's like little spikes, very dense, coming out of like a sponge. So I just thought that it's pretty, so I want to share with you. 呢個係呢個病毒啊，呢個冠狀病毒嘅最新嘅圖片，亦都係一個最準確嘅圖片。即係我哋想同你 share 咧，就係因為我哋平時睇個圖片咧就唔係咁樣樣嘅，呢個係比較真實啲。Well, this is the COVID-19 data for the world today. So, Dr. Peter Chin Hong, you want to comment on what's going on in the world for us?
So I think in general, the epidemic has shifted south. You can see that the number 2, number 10, and number 13 countries are all in South America. And it's also interesting because the temperature of the Southern Hemisphere is approaching winter time now. And I think eventually what we'll see is that the COVID-19 will follow influenza.
So the countries in Europe, they seem to be coming down somewhat, right, with the infection?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's Europe, the United States is still very active, but very different in different parts of the country. In Europe, it's definitely sort of like coming down a little bit. But again, the hotspot is really, the concerning places are really in Brazil. I think that's the place where a lot of people are worried about, mainly because they also have a lot of social inequities like the United States, so that there's going to be differences and a lot of crowding, a lot of slums, which is perfect for virus transmission. And again, it's going into winter time into Brazil and Argentina, Chile, so that's what we'll expect.
呢個就係世界嘅冠狀病毒嗰個分佈圖。咁咧，我哋睇到咧，而家仲美國都就係即係排行第一咯。呢個第一我哋係唔想要嘅，但係我哋而家係即係仲係冠狀病毒最犀利嘅國家。咁咧就跟住睇到咧就係嗰啲拉丁嘅南美洲嗰啲國家啦。咁咧就見到咧巴西咧而家咧就排行第二嘅。咁跟住嚟咧就係智利啊同埋秘魯啊嗰啲國家。咁南美而家咧其實咧就慢慢進入冬季噶啦，所以咧佢哋嘅病疫咧可能喺嗰度咧就會發展得仲快啲嘅。咁喺歐洲嗰啲國家咧而家就比較平淡啲啦，但係咧就呢個 Spain 咧都係仲係排行第二，咁呢個英國咧就排行第四嘅。咁呢個 Russia 就係排行第三咯。咁所以即係喺歐洲嘅疫情咧係比較慢咗啲，比呢個巴西嗰度爬咗頭，但係咧始終咧都仲係相當高嘅。So this one is a picture of the United States and the top 20 states in terms of the coronavirus infections. So you can see that New York and New Jersey are still staying at the top. California is at 4th now. The 3rd is Illinois. And Washington, that's where the coronavirus was first discovered, is down at the bottom now. So things keep changing. Every time when I post this type of maps, I noticed that different states shift their positions. And this one was done in June 1st. 呢個就係我哋美國頭嗰20個州嗰啲排名榜。咁咧都係New York、New Jersey 嗰邊係第一嘅，咁加州就排行第四。咁呢個華盛頓嗰度咧，華盛頓州咧就跌到落去第20位啦。So this is another picture of the United States. Dr. Peter Chin Hong, we're seeing some areas of high number of cases.
Different parts of the country have different disease incidence or epidemiology. And it really reflects what's going on in different parts of the country. So in the South, many of those states, people were against shelter in place, or they came out early. They were anxious to reopen. So that may reflect some of that. And also there are a lot of inequities in the South in the United States between minority populations and others. In California, California's changed. Before, all of California was very similar. But now Southern California is very, very different than Northern California. LA is, most of the cases, new cases in California come from LA. And again, one has to imagine why that might be. And, many theories, was it because people went out to the beach on Memorial Day and then there's a spike in cases? Maybe it was because of more testing, but, there have to be both probably behavioral and other factors that make Southern California now very different. And talk about the others, but again, another part of in Wisconsin, a few weeks ago, the Supreme Court overruled the public health initiative to stay at home, and everyone went out to the bars. And then 2 weeks later, there are more hospitalizations and deaths. So I think the common theme is that when people get together, 2 weeks later, there's always going to be more hospitalizations and deaths. And the other big thing that's maybe you can't see easily from the map is that there's a lot more COVID in rural areas around meat packing and factories where people stay very close to each other.
Dr. Peter 專康咧就話喺美國嘅東南部嗰度咧，就因為有好多人咧就係掛住出去呢個社區嗰度咧，就冇跟呢個居家禁制令咧，所以咧佢哋嗰度嗰啲case number 咧就係多咗嘅。咁咧喺上邊嗰個北部嗰度嗰個咧就係 Wisconsin。咁 Wisconsin 嗰度咧就係前嗰排咧就係嗰個最高法院咧，即係佢個州嘅最高法院咧，就將呢個居家禁令咧就推翻咗，話佢係違憲嘅。咁所以咧啲人咧又出去 party， 咁又即係多咗好多 case。咁至於喺西邊嗰度嗰兩個 circle 咧，上面嗰個就係華盛頓州啦，咁下邊嗰個咧就喺加州嗰度嗰個 King County 嘅。咁呢兩個咧就係嗰啲 packing plant 啊，華盛頓州嗰個咧就好似係嗰啲桃啊 peaches，and then 下邊嗰個咧就係 King County 就係其他嘅 meat packing 啦。咁所以咧即係喺嗰啲 meat packing plant 嗰度咧就係又係好多 case 發現嘅。咁呢個美國嘅分佈咧就係即係通常係有一啲累聚嘅 case 喺一啲地方，令到嗰個地方嘅感染率加高咯。This is the Bay Area now. So we are looking at the East Bay mostly, and you can see the Fruitvale corridor, Oakland Fruitvale corridor, coming down to Walnut Creek, coming down to Fremont. And so, Dr. Peter Chin-Hong, why do we have those areas having increasing number of cases?
So I think the big takeaway point from the Bay Area is that Alameda has now surpassed Santa Clara Valley or Santa Clara County as having the highest number of new cases. And by far, and it's still rising, nobody really understands why. But the population of Alameda County, which includes Oakland, is very similar to New York. So there are large numbers of minority populations, essential workers, people who may not have access to testing. Also, there have been a lot of initiatives in testing too, but I think people are trying to understand that. But I think a lot of people believe it's the same reasons why you see more COVID in some populations than others. But Santa Clara County with Silicon Valley has now, going down, which is reassuring to many people.
Right, that was looking good. Okay, 咁咧就係呢個東灣啊，東灣嗰度係Alameda 嗰個即係屋崙嗰個區啦，咁啊跟住落去咧就係去到聖萊安德羅同埋呢個 San Leandro 同埋呢個Walnut Creek 啦，同埋跟住呢個 Fremont 菲利蒙特區啦，咁咧因為嗰度嗰啲地方咧就係多啲少數族裔嘅，同埋啲拉丁裔喺嗰度住嘅，同埋佢哋咧好多即係比較要出去做工啊咁樣，所以咧嗰度嗰啲發病率咧又高咗啦，而且佢哋住嘅地方又密集啲啦。This is San Francisco. It looks like we look at these pictures all the time and mainly to catch the trending. Do you see it's going downward more, Dr. Peter Chin-Hong?
I think most people think that San Francisco is on a downward slope. But again, we've also been the last area to reopen. So we are worried that, of course we can't keep back and worry too much. We have to reopen sometime. So in that stage approach by London Breed, we'll continue to follow the cases very closely. I'd say as the tourist season approaches and we get more visitors, and as people relax, you may see more cases. Also, because of the hospitals in San Francisco, we get a lot of referrals from the surrounding counties for people who don't have access to investigational drugs. So although these are cases from San Francisco, the number of cases in the county are probably a little bit higher because of referrals. And we will probably see more as we get more tourists.
Why do you think the tourists are coming?
Well, I think they can't fly easily. So where you're going to go, you're going to travel from LA to San Francisco. You'll travel to visit wine country. You'll be in your car. But again, if people, like in wine country, not many people wearing masks. People are already dining in indoor restaurants. It's just a matter of time before you may see more cases, depending on where these people come from. In the community itself, it's safe, but because our borders we're not like Hong Kong. We don't like do disease screening and testing at the borders of the cities. It's only a matter of time when other people come in will increase risk potentially. But again, as long as we follow it and do contact tracing, we'll be able to at least scale back if we need to.
咁而家我哋睇緊嘅圖咧，就係每一條黃色嘅線咧就係7日嘅。咁我哋睇到咧係由3月頭開始咧一路升上去啦，升到去高峰嗰度係大概係4月尾嗰度啦。咁然後咧就開始又落翻啲啦。咁咧就依個圖咧就我哋其實喺三藩市咧就因為有 UCSF 間醫院咧，我哋係喺附近有啲人嗰啲病咗咧都可能係運送咗嚟我哋醫院嗰度嚟到醫療嘅，因為佢哋需要嗰啲做實驗嗰啲藥物啊，咁唔係間醫院都有嘅，咁所以我哋咧可能係多咗啲 case， 但係咧就Dr. Chin Hong 咧就認為啊喺最近將來咧可能又會有多啲 case 嘅，因為主要咧就係其他嗰啲人啊，因為冇訂去啦，咁佢哋就揸車嚟三藩市玩，咁可能會即係三藩市嘅感染率咧又增高咗啲嘅。On the left, it looks like it's a complicated table, but it's not. It's really pretty simple because what you have on the left-hand column are just the 6 Bay Area counties, Alameda, Contra Costa, and you've seen the graphs on those counties just now, and you're seeing it again in the center, and you'll see, which county is going up, which county is going down, and which county is kind of leveling off, as in San Francisco. And San Mateo is going up a little bit, Santa Clara is going down, and Alameda is going up, like what Dr. Peter Chin Hong just said. And then on the top, you'll see the county and whether the cases are flat or decreasing. Now, these are the criteria. These are the 5 criteria by which the mayors of each county will decide whether their county would open or not. And we look at the hospital beds, whether the bed utilization is going up or flat or going down, and whether we are using more than 50% of the beds for the COVID-19 patients, and what's the hospitalization rate over the last 2 weeks. So testing is per 100,000 people per day, and there's a criteria of that we need to reach so many before we can open up. And San Francisco's doing pretty well. We can do 160 per 100,000. I think the limit was 150, that we have to reach doing at least 150 people a day for 100,000 people in the population. And then tracing is the number of people who can do contact tracing. And as you see, because we were partnering with UCLA and the state to have this contact tracing academies. So obviously we will have the most number of tracers because we train them here. And so you can see that we outnumber the surrounding counties by a great deal. We have 276 contact tracing staff now. So Dr. Peter Chin Hong, can you comment on which county is more ready for opening up, or given these characteristics that we see on this table?
I mean, I think the idea is that, San Francisco is getting ready to open. And what's not pictured here is probably the safest counties, which are the northern counties. So first there was the most north counties, which are Yuba and some of those close to the Oregon border. Those are probably the safest. They never had that much COVID. They actually opened nail salons and hair cutting places a long time ago. Then the next safest is Napa and Sonoma. And then the next, amongst the Bay Area counties that you pointed out, probably San Francisco is the best equipped because it has the workforce that can keep the people who turn positive away from the people who turn negative, and that's what contact tracing does. Also has a lot of testing available. But probably what's concerning is the Alameda situation, again, thinking about Oakland and other areas in Alameda. Remember I said people were wondering whether or not the increased number of cases were due to just more testing. But you can see that from this graph, they haven't had that many testing. So maybe the number of cases that are seeing in Alameda is due to something else, which is probably like, social reasons or inequities and access to healthcare.
Great. So let me say this in Chinese. Thank you. 咁呢幅圖咧就好似好麻煩咁，其實但係相當簡單嘅。喺左手邊咧就係我哋灣區嘅6個縣，上面嗰度咧就係我哋如果係要開放個城市嘅時候咧，就係要有乜嘢嘅標準咧？就係嗰幾個標準。咁咧我哋睇到咧，而家最麻煩嘅咧就似乎係阿拉美大嘅縣啦，因為咧佢哋咧似乎嗰啲case 嘅數咧就增高啦。咁我哋本來咧就諗住，如果你 test 多啲人咧，咁咪可以發現到多啲人有呢個病疫咯咁。但係咧其實你如果睇真啲佢嗰個testing 嗰個 column 啊，佢查嗰個病毒嘅 column 咧，佢其實唔係做得好多嘅，佢只係72個人，即係10萬個人之中，佢只係查到有去同72個人檢查。咁比起三藩市咧，我哋係同160個人檢查咧，係相差好遠咯。即係我哋多過佢，但係佢咧反為咧個病率咧都仲係好高，係比任何嘅灣區嘅各個縣咧係最高嘅。咁所以佢呢個係呢個縣而家我哋係密切關注，因為佢嗰度咧就多正話講過就係多啲拉丁美裔嘅人啦，或者係比較窮嘅人啦喺嗰度住，咁所以咧可能係因為咁嘅緣故咧，佢哋嘅發病率咧係比較高啲。咁咧其實阿 Dr. Peter Chin Hong 咧就係話喺呢幾個城市之中咧，我哋冇講到出嚟嘅咧，就係喺北邊咧，我哋有啲小城鎮嘅，嗰啲小城鎮咧，因為佢係少人啦，咁佢嘅發病率又低啦，咁佢哋其實就係已經開始開放咗噶啦。This is just kind of a repeat that just to show that many counties are moving very quickly. We just show you the table to show who's not quite ready to open up, but you can see that most people have come to the dark green area, which is the advanced stage 2. And only in the Bay Area, in those 6 counties, the mayors in these cities decide to keep ourselves in the early stage 2. And the early stage 2 are just for essential business opening up, picking up stuff from the curbside. We cannot have restaurants open. We cannot have barber shops open. We cannot have schools open. None of those. Whereas in the advanced stage 2, they can all be open. Schools, barber shops, you can go and get a haircut. You can go into the restaurant and dine instead of picking, take out foods on the curbside. So it's very different between the advanced stage 2 and the early stage 2. Dr. Peter Chin Hong, any comments on this one?
Yeah, because it's not about how much disease you have in the area. For example, LA has a lot more than the Bay Area, but it depends on how conservative the area is. And, we've always been safe. We started shelter in place before anybody else did, 3 days before LA, a week before New York. We had the lowest numbers than anyone. So I think re-entering will be slower. It does have an impact on the economy. I know a lot of people are worried about that, but it did result in fewer deaths and our ability to take care of ourselves. So again, the conservative aspect of the Bay Area results in benefits, but also in disadvantages in terms of the economy.
Right. 咁呢個綠色呢個咧就係加州啊，加州嘅地圖嚟嘅。咁我哋睇到咧喺綠色呢度咧，同正話俾你睇嗰張嗰個圖咧係非常之唔同嘅，因為嗰圖嗰度睇住咧就係好多地方咧都其實係未曾可以開放嘅，但係咧譬如喺 LA 咁樣啦，佢仲係好高病率嘅，咁但係咧而家睇到咧成個加州咧都已經係深綠色，係開放咗到第2步噶啦，咁咧佢哋係可以即係去剪頭髮啦，可以入去食嘢啦，啲學校又開放啦，啲圖書館又開放啦，咁好多地方都可以開放嘅。咁但係咧，我哋返嚟灣區咧，呢度咧就比較保守啲咯。咁我哋咧就係而家仲係唔可以入去餐廳食嘢，仲係唔可以去剪頭髮。咁呢個係比較保守啲做法，因為我哋驚住喺灣區嗰度又容易有大爆發。咁你其實睇到 上一次嗰圖咧，都睇到我哋除咗三藩市之外咧，其他灣區嘅地方咧，都係比較個發病率咧仲係高啲嘅。So this one is taking a look at the COVID-19 itself, about its transmission. So COVID-19 is like a small copying machine, and while it copies, it makes little mistakes, and those are what we call mutations. Fortunately, it doesn't make that many mistakes, so that the mutations are relatively slow and not changing that much, because mutation would be a huge problem if they change too much. And then we also found that the virus reside mostly in our upper respiratory tract, around our mouth, our throat, that area. And so because it resides in that area a lot, so when we talk, when we sing, and we clearly see that a lot of the cases of this infections happens in churches, happen in restaurants, happen in meat packing plants. Why? Because in the meat packing plants, they have a lot of machineries. And so it's a noisy environment, so people end up yelling and screaming to each other in order that they can hear each other. And so places that do karaoke, and we know of restaurants in the Far East where people go out for hot pot dinners and then the whole table gets infected. And so we hear stories about those places. And the real reason for it is because the virus resides on the upper respiratory tract. And so we can easily transmit the disease that way. Now, that is a change from what we normally said, right? Dr. Peter Chin-Hung, normally we say that the transmission was through maybe contacts, droplets, that things drop on the surfaces. And so we emphasize on hand washing. And now we don't emphasize that quite as much now, seems like.
Well, I think it's a similar message we always had, Diana, because we always said it wasn't mainly in the mouth and the nose. I always did. I think the messaging was, I think people were confused because we also heard these other things like washing hands and cleaning surfaces, which are also true. But if you were stuck on a desert island and you had to choose one thing, you want to protect your nose and your mouth. So that's why universal masking is the right choice. As we heard from our Hong Kong colleagues over and over again, you're protecting the most vulnerable place, which is the nose and the mouth.
Exactly. That's great. So let me say that in Chinese first, Raymond. So if you can go back a second. So 我哋就主要話咧，呢個病毒嘅傳染咧，主要咧就係喺個口同埋個鼻嗰度嘅。所以咧，我哋講嘢啊、食嘢嘅時候咧，將個口罩除低嘅時候咧，嗰個就係最高風險嘅時候。咁咧，呢個病毒咧，佢哋亦都會自己去翻印嘅。但係佢翻印嘅時候咧，好在咧佢就唔係即係做咗好多，因為佢翻印嘅時候咧，通常都有啲錯嘅版本。咁嗰啲版本嘅時候咧，我哋就叫佢係mutation， 即係變咗嗰啲基因啊。咁好在咧，呢個翻印嘅時候咧就唔係咁多。如果唔係，我哋做嗰啲病疫苗啊嗰啲嘢咧就係冇用嘅。咁主要嚟講咧，我哋就係要提醒大家戴口罩咯。You know, actually on the table that we showed in a couple of slides back, there's one thing that we did not add in there, which is that we didn't expect as the Department of Public Health was coming up with the guidelines for the reopening, we were not expecting that there would be such huge masses of protests at that time. And so, but how would the protests affect the coming of the second wave? And we kind of jokingly put this on for SALSA, which stands for search and later search again. So it mainly talks about coming of the second wave. And we were expecting that at the end of the year anyways, right? But do you see that coming back sooner than... We haven't even got out of the first wave yet, right? Have you, Dr. Chin-Hung?
No, we're still coming off the first wave. The original wave. And then the second wave, you're right, is probably going to come a little bit sooner. It makes sense that, we do support the right to have our voices heard during this really time of great sadness in the country. But when people come together, it's going to introduce risk. But there are ways that people can stay safe. Even in Hong Kong, when people are crossing the street and we see these pictures, not everybody's staying 6 feet apart, but they're all wearing masks. So at least coming back to that original point, I hope that people wear masks. I hope that they'll have extra masks if somebody rips it off. or maybe face shields if people also want to protect their eyes.
That's really important because sometimes the weather's quite hot out there and you get pretty sweaty under the mask. So maybe it's a good thing to keep a couple of masks so that you can exchange it out when it gets wet. If people want to go out and exercise the civil rights and protest and all that, which is all fine, but just get yourself protected so that you can be safer, right?
Yeah, definitely. And there's, of course, we can get into the next slide, which is what law enforcement can do to make us safer as well.
So 呢個咧就係嗰個我哋驚住第二疫嘅病毒咧嘅病情咧又會再翻嚟啦。咁我哋本來都諗住咧冬天嘅時候咧呢個第二疫嘅病情咧都會翻嚟噶啦。但係因為而家咧因為有呢個暴動咧，咁所以咧就呢個第二疫嘅病情咧可能咧係會翻嚟快啲嘅。咁啊 Dr. Peter 川康咧就建議大家如果係想出去參加呢啲活動嘅時候咧。捍衛自己嘅自由啊、權利嘅活動啦，呢個係非常之好嘅。但係咧，我哋咧就希望你哋即係最緊要戴口罩咯，或者戴多一兩個喺個身嗰度咧，咁等如果係濕咗啊，或者想換嘅時候就有得換咯。因為如果你係出去幾個鐘頭，出邊啲天氣熱噶嘛，咁啊會出汗嘅。So we are coming to getting ready for Dr. Alan Wu's talk in terms of testing, because obviously for this virus.We want to find out who has it and who has had it and who don't have it. And so the only way we can find out is through doing diagnostic testing and through doing antibody testing. And especially when we do contact tracing with the people who are infected, that we need to have this testing available to test all the contacts to make sure that they have not gotten infected.Is there any comments that you want to talk about this one, Dr. Peter Chinha?
I would say the only thing I would like to say before Dr. Wu comes on is the fact that testing is also an important issue when we think about the protests too. Because if people don't wear masks in particular, or and like in New York, Governor Cuomo is saying that it's a civic duty actually for people in protests to think about getting tested after they go back home.Particularly if they're going back home to a household with elderly parents or with people who might get sick. So I think, again, if you're wearing a mask, you definitely have to watch very carefully for your symptoms and probably stay away from vulnerable people until you can get out of that window period. But the main point is there should be enough testing in the community so that people who go out to protest can have them free and easily available.for after the protest.
It's great. 咁我哋即係呢個咧就係帶入我哋今日嗰個話題就係講個測驗啊，係個測驗病毒點樣去做。咁我哋呢個測驗病毒咧，主要咧就係睇到係邊個有呢個病毒啦，或者邊個而家有呢個病毒，同埋邊個係曾經有呢個病毒。同埋邊個係冇呢個病毒嘅，咁呢啲都係好重要嘅問題，我哋係想知道嘅。咁啊，當然如果係想知道有冇病毒咧，就一定要做檢查啦。咁啊，做咩檢查咧？同埋如果發現咗有病毒嘅時候，咁佢身邊嘅人啊，或者同佢接觸過嘅人啦，咁樣我哋都要去查，即係希望係查到揾到呢啲人，同埋可以同佢做呢個檢查咯。So this is coming to the next slide, talking about the testing now. So let's hear Dr. Wu's expert opinion on this.So
I'm going to try to go into detail about how some testing is done, but more importantly, focus on limitations because testing is not perfect. And if people don't understand what the test that they're getting means, then this is going to lead to big problems down the road.
我想講啊 Dr. Wu 正話講先，佢即係話咧。做呢個檢測咧係非常之重要，但係要明白呢個檢測到底係同我哋檢測啲咩嘢，因為咧如果我哋以為呢個檢測俾我哋答案咧係100%對嘅咧，咁我哋可能係會有好大嘅錯誤嘅。
There's really 4 important elements here. There is the analytical sensitivity, which is shown on this slide, and I want to show you this particular picture here about Abbott's rapid turnaround time test that has been recalled by the FDA. And that's because the test itself, while fast, is not very sensitive, meaning that you miss cases. I think that is a real danger if you don't see cases when they are present. The specificity determines whether or not you're going to get a positive result when you have a different virus. And that doesn't really happen. Just focus right down at the bottom. No cross-reactivity with these other viruses because they have differences in the sequence. So analytic specificity, not a problem. Clinical sensitivity is different. You can see here estimates of only 60 to 70%. And that's because it is difficult to get the best specimen. Those of you who've ever had a nasal swab, you can see it is not comfortable. I've had grown men cry in front of me when this is done. If you don't test at the right time, too early, too late, you're going to get a false negative result. It's going to be negative when it should be positive. Next slide.
So let me stop you for a second, Dr. Wu.
Sure.
So for this 60 to 70%, that means that if we are testing 10 people that are positive, they're all positive, that you will only find out 6 or 7 of them, and that the 3 or 4 of them you would miss. Is that what you're saying?
That's what the estimates show.
Okay.
And there are very many reasons for that.
And that's the reasons below.
Some of them, yes.
Yes.
Specificity is a little different also. This is a study on sailors who tested positive after they were initially tested months later. And what happens is that there can be remnant viral particles that are inactive. They don't contribute to an infection, but can still be detected by the virus test. So we have issues here as well. This is not new. This has been known for other viruses as well.
So putting it in numbers, so if you have 100 people testing and you have 95%.
So we don't really know. This is just guesses. We haven't had enough testing of people who have recovered with viruses. We're still worried about testing people for the first time, let alone trying to test them again. But this slide here shows 13 sailors, all positive, came back months later, and 5 of them retested positive. So antibodies develop as part of the natural defense against a foreign invasion. They circulate in blood. So unlike the virus tests, which is done on either oral fluid or nasal pharyngeal swabs, this is a blood test, which is actually a lot better because it's easier for us to do blood tests. They turn positive within 4 to 10 days. There are different types of antibodies, and we can also use antibodies to treat patients to prevent viral infections. These are not available yet. This is a hope for the future that we can have therapeutic antibodies that will prevent us from getting an infection. Likewise, antibodies in blood is what the target is for vaccines once we become, once a vaccine is available.
我哋嘅 testing 咧係可以分開，而家暫時嚟講咧係分開兩邊去 test 嘅，一邊咧就係 test 個病毒，一邊咧就係 test 個 host， 即係個人啊，嗰個受咗感染嗰個人。咁咧呢個 antibody testing 咧檢查個抗體咧就係去查嗰個受咗感染嗰個人嘅 ，OK， 唔係查嗰個病毒嘅。咁呢個查呢個抗體嘅有抗體嘅人，咁咧就係要睇下佢個身體裏邊有冇呢個抗體產生啦。因為通常我哋受咗感染嘅時候咧，我哋個身體係會自己產生抗體嘅。咁喺下邊嗰度咧 你見到兩個字，一個咧就係 therapeutic antibodies， 一個咧就係neutralizing antibodies。therapeutic antibodies 其實咧就係我哋用啲藥去俾啲病人，等嗰啲藥去等個病人咧自己產生個抗體，即係唔係佢自己產生嘅，係嗰啲藥即係幫佢產生嘅，咁嗰啲叫做 therapeutic antibodies。OK， 咁然後咧 neutralizing antibody 咧就係你自己係我哋自己本身嘅自然嘅免疫力去產生嘅抗體，咁所以咧都係抗體，但係咧一個咧就要靠藥去產生，一個咧就係自己可以產生嘅。
There is differences in clinical sensitivity and specificity for antibody testing. If you test too soon or too late, just like the virus test, it will be negative. There are some differences in the way testing is done. This test called lateral flow is like a pregnancy test. You either get a positive result or a negative result. These tests are more subject to interferences than the regular laboratory-based tests. So I am not a proponent of a quick and easy point-of-care device that can have errors.
咁呢個咧就係嗰啲抗體咧，因為啲抗體咧唔係個病毒一嚟咧，我哋就會產生抗體嘅，即係唔理你自己產生，因為用藥產生啦，係咪？咁所以咧就係有一個時期咧，過咗一段時期，譬如過咗10月8日啦，咁佢先至個身體有抗體嘅。咁如果你喺佢未產生抗體之前嚟到去檢查佢有冇抗體咧，你係查到0嘅，但係呢個人已經係感染咗，所以咧當你檢查嘅時候咧，喺乜嘢時候去檢查，用咩嘅檢查嘅方法咧，係非常之重要嘅。因為你如果係檢查病毒 ，OK， 如果佢當時係冇症狀嘅，你唔知道有病毒，咁就算佢有病毒，你都冇查到啦。咁有啲人咧，嗰啲病毒咧就過咗一段時間咧係冇咗嘅，咁你嗰陣時先去查咧，咁你亦都查唔到病毒嘅。但係個抗體咧，佢可能有咯，因為佢受個病毒感染啊嘛，有啲抗體可能會留長啲嘅。咁所以咧，呢個咧就係講呢個你查到啲乜嘢嘢，係咪真係？你查到有，係咪真係有？你查到冇，係咪真係冇？
So the FDA has taken away recently, you see, last month, 28 antibody tests because they have poor performance. So what is the effect of having a test that only has 90% sensitivity and 90% specificity, as shown here? If you have a disease prevalence of 10%, which is much higher than it actually is in San Francisco, probably more like 1 or 2%. We're talking antibodies now. The number of false positives equals the number of true positives, which means that the test is wrong 50% of the time. This is why we cannot use bad tests for screening the population. What we use is a test that allows us to track antibody levels over time. You see here, this is a patient that didn't develop antibodies until 21 days. So the person thought he was safe when in fact he didn't have any antibodies for 3 weeks. This is an unusual situation. This is a person whose antibody titers started to go down, which perhaps means that they are losing their immunity, or at least reducing their immunity. We don't know how long antibodies stay in our bodies. What we do know is that more severe cases have more antibodies, and less severe cases have either a delayed or lower antibodies. The scale here, hard to read, is different, sometimes tenfold difference in antibody levels. So this is another reason why we're not in favor of the point-of-care devices. The gold standard test is a virus neutralization assay. If we can do this test, we can determine if an individual is immune or not. The problem with this test is that it takes 2 days to perform. You have to grow cells. These are cells in a petri dish, treat it with antibodies from a patient, and see if when you inject virus, can the antibody prevent the infection? This is neutralizing. This is non-neutralizing. This is the test that we need to do. Unfortunately, this test is not available. So this is a comparison of antibody tests versus neutralization antibody tests. These individuals have no antibodies or low antibodies, but a high neutralizing titer. These individuals have the opposite. Antibody titers that are not neutralizing. These people may think that they are immune when they're not. And people here have both. So most of the people, when they have antibodies, are neutralizing. I worry about the people at the extremes of this chart. This group in particular. If this group now decides to go out and ignore social distancing, we will have a second wave.
咁呢個咧就係一個圖啦，就係睇到嗰個抗體嘅水平啦。當你睇到1、2、3嘅時候，咁3當然係高過1啦，係咪？咁咧，如果係個抗體水平高嘅時候咧，咁咧就即係話可能係有呢個中和嘅抗體喺度啦。咁咧就但係咧有中和抗體喺度咧，並唔等於我哋係有呢個抵抗呢個病毒嘅能力嘅。咁所以，但係如果冇中和抗體就更加差啦，係咪？所以咧我哋都係出去如果係要去參加嗰啲集會嘅時候咧，係要特別小心咯。
So this is a comparison of virulence in New York City and other cities versus San Francisco. Peter Ching Hong also showed something similar. What I want to show you is that the death rate in San Francisco is very much lower than New York. Is this because of social distancing? Is this because of sheltering in place? Definitely a factor. I believe that another factor is that there can be different strains of coronavirus. One strain more dangerous than the other. This paper suggested this, that the ones that are from China, the B form mutates more slowly, different from the A form, which is what is predominantly found in the East Coast. So we have a much stronger virus here than here. This shows where the A and the B type come from. The A type from really the origin was Wuhan, and the B type originally from the East Coast, from Europe, where they had more infections early spread to New York. We are in the process of developing genotype assays to identify which type of COVID-2 you are infected with. So I want to end on something more light. This has all been very serious, and rightfully so. We need to be concerned about our future health and the health of our children. I want to leave with some happy thoughts. And then I wrote a second story about the San Francisco 49ers. So we know, those of you who are football fans, that the 49ers lost the Super Bowl in February and there was no party. What would happen if, in fact, they did win the Super Bowl? There would have been a party. This was a week before Mayor London Breed sheltered the population in place. So no social distancing, nobody wearing a mask. The parade could have led to an earlier pandemic in San Francisco, such as what we saw in New York. And so this is a story of alternate history, alternate science fiction. It didn't happen. The team didn't win. And as a result, we are safer now. So thank you again for your kind attention.
Thank you, Dr. Wu. 多謝胡醫生，佢好中意寫書嘅，佢個腦咧中意諗埋晒啲古靈精怪嘢咧，咁就作啲書，咁呢啲咧就係佢嘅科學夢幻小説。Some of you have asked where to go get testing because we have more testing available now in San Francisco, but a lot of people don't know how to do it. First of all, if you have your own healthcare system, like if you know which hospital or which doctor you go to, you call your physician and they will give you an order and then they'll tell you where to go. Okay, that's for people with health plans and your own physicians. But for those without, if you don't have a health plan, then the city has provided 2 places in the city that you can go testing. But before you do that, you have to make appointments. Okay, you can get it for free, but you have to make appointments. And you go on this website, www.sf.gov/citytest, SF, CITY, test, and then SF. So you go on this website and they will ask you some questions, and then if you qualify, they will give you an appointment. And most people can get it, but there will be some that may not be able to get it. And if you do get qualified, you have 2 places that you can go. One is at 607th Street, and the other one is at Pier 30 to 32. So there will be more instructions on the website. 呢個係你如果係冇醫生咧，你係可以上嗰個網站嗰度，然後答咗幾條問題咧，咁佢就會叫你可以俾你去測驗嘅，咁係免費嘅，但係一定要預約。So Dr. Alan Wu, please use this slide of the timeline to summarize when should we do what test so that we can avoid the false negatives.
So the numbers in red are days before you should do, before the onset of symptoms. So it's somewhere between 1 to 5 days. So if you're infected, the likelihood is that you won't get any COVID testing positive. You have to wait a few days. We don't know exactly how many days, but it could be somewhere between 2 and 5 days. Then you see the symptoms, which we are all familiar with. And then if it's serious, you should admit to the hospital. At some later point in time, some of these other problems begin to develop. What's not shown here is the time after the onset of symptoms that antibodies begin to develop. It's somewhere between 7 to 10 days for antibodies.
Is it from the time of the onset of symptoms or from the time of infection?
Since we don't know when the onset of infection is, all of our data is from when they have onset of symptoms, when they came to the hospital, and we can test that. That information is pretty firm, but you would have to add anywhere from 2 to 5 days beyond that. This is really where I think the 14 days comes from. If you add 9 or 10 days after to 2 to 4 days before, comes out to be 2 weeks.
呢個時間表咧，就係你睇到啦。初開始感染嘅時候咧，係可能冇症狀嘅，係過咗幾日，3、5、7日咁嘅樣先有症狀嘅。咁當你喺呢個時候嘅時候咧，喺有症狀出現之前咧，你已經係前嗰幾日咧，已經係可以去感染人噶啦。但係因為冇症狀啊嘛，咁我哋唔知病㗎，咁所以咪唔會去做咩預防或者睇醫生啊咁樣咯，或者去檢驗咯。即係通常我哋去檢查係因為有症狀啊嘛 ，right？ 咁然後咧，如果我哋當時去檢查咧，如果去查呢個病毒咧，係會驗到有呢個病毒嘅，但係抗體就未出啦。 因為抗體咧個身體咧要好似個部機器咁樣樣，要啲時間去製造，然後先有抗體嘅。咁大概都要成8日啊10日啊咁先至會有抗體嘅。咁所以咧大家咧就知道咧，因為你如果喺之前去查咧，你查到個抗體咧又係0嘅。咁你查到係0，你咪又以為你係冇病毒咯。咁但係呢個又係錯嘅。所以咧有時檢查到一個係陰性嘅測驗咧。好多人咧都再去檢查下，過幾日再檢查下，或者過一個禮拜，因為你唔知道你係咪啱啱即係漏咗即係喺嗰個未有抗體嘅時候去檢查，或者未有病毒嘅時候去檢查。咁你如果係喺病毒初一感染嘅時候係好低嘅時候，頭一兩日咧，你未必係查到㗎，係咪啊？咁所以咧，而且係檢查嘅方法咯。如果你收嗰啲樣本係收得唔好嘅時候咧，咁你檢查出嚟嘅結果咧都係0嘅。咁所以呢個圖咧就俾你睇到咧，幾時檢查幾時做咩嘢咧係非常非常之重要嘅。咁如果你係唔知道咧，就同你嘅醫生講一講，咁佢會慢慢再解釋俾你聽。So we actually some of these questions were spilled over from last time. So we are talking about some cases. So the cases are relatively low in Hong Kong, although they recently just had an outbreak in one of the densely populated buildings. And even though there are protests and gatherings almost every day, but they don't seem to get infected. What are we not doing as a whole that they are doing?
The most simple answer is that everybody in Hong Kong wears masks and we don't. That's number one. Number two is Hong Kong is really good with border control and we are not. And number three, Hong Kong has a much easier test than we do, which is spitting into a cup.
因為香港咧個答案咧就係話即係香港話點解咁多人成日出去有暴動有性，點解佢哋咁少人有感染嘅咧？咁同埋佢哋係做咗啲咩嘢係令到佢哋會比我哋做得更好咧？咁多啲川腔咧就係3個答案嘅，一個咧就係佢哋多數戴口罩啦，第二個咧就係佢哋有 border control， 即係佢哋嗰啲飛機入呢度又唔準嚟，嗰度又唔準嚟，然後喺個機場嗰度咧截住你又要你去檢查啦。咁第三個 ，what was the third one, Dr. Chin Hong?
Oh, the third thing is that they have an easier test. That's easier to obtain when you do border screening. If you do swabs on everybody at the border, you have to put PPE on. It takes a longer time. If people just spit in a cup, send it, and then wait home for the results a few hours later, it's much easier.
所以講出嚟好似一個好簡單嘅嘢，係因為收集嗰樣本嘅方法。乜嘢都得啦，咁但係咧其實咧就唔係嘅，因為你個方法要麻煩嘅咧，咁你係唔會做嘅。咁所以佢哋如果喺個機場嗰度係要人去着晒嗰啲衫，咁然後用嗰條棉球嘅籤咁樣入個鼻嗰度咁樣攞樣本咧，呢個咧喺個機場嗰度咧相信係不可行嘅。但係佢哋喺機場嗰度咧就派嗰啲咁嘅一人一個樽仔咁樣樣，咁然後叫佢自己去吐啲口水，即係第二日朝頭早吐啲口水落去，咁將啲樣本交翻轉頭，咁樣樣咧佢哋就唔使喺嗰度排晒大隊咁樣等咯。
I would say the other thing that Hong Kong has, which we don't have as much as a society, is the culture. Remember, people in Hong Kong had SARS, they're very afraid. So when they see people walking around with their armband on, meaning they're positive, they tell the police.
咁呢個咧又係即係關於嗰個文化嘅問題咧，因為香港喺2003年嘅時候咧，經過沙士一役之後咧，就個個都好緊張啊。咁通常咧，如果你出街如果係有咳啊或者有咩嘢唔戴口罩嘅咧，咁嗰啲人咧就會千夫所指咁樣去鬧你嘅。咁呢個咧就係呢個美國嘅文化同埋中國嘅文化嘅差異嘅結果啦。So second question, so now coming back to saliva testing, why can't we do it?
I think it's just not, people are wedded to the nasal test. It works well. The labs are set up to run it. It's messier with saliva. There could be, people can improperly collect them. The best test for saliva is early morning saliva, but again, they do it border screening, which is not always in the early morning. So I'm not really sure why. I just think it's messier in the lab, and maybe Dr. Wu can comment on that. And I know that the labs it's a little bit harder for them to process. It's less clean, less precise than just getting a nasal swab.
Yes, those are all true, but it's coming. The FDA has begun to authorize oral fluid testing, and it is more convenient. It is a little bit messier. We have known that, but the pain of doing nasopharyngeal swabs is really driving this. So stay tuned. It is coming.
And I can't wait because I got a nasopharyngeal swab, and like Dr. Wu said, I cried. I mean, they told me that I would expect my eyes to water, but yeah, it's painful. It's like I got a brain biopsy.
Oh, sorry. We didn't capture that moment when you cry. We should have taken a picture. But it's really painful. So anyways, 呢個咧就係我哋可能而家會遲啲咧就會做呢個收口水樣本啦。咁樣咧就會喺成本方面啊，樣嘢咧都會平啲又方便啲。不過咧 Dr. Wu 咧收到嗰啲樣本嘅時候咧，就可能係會擔到啲咯，因為嗰啲口水可能有啲黐咗喺個樽外邊啊咁樣。不過到時會有一定會有一啲指令去教大家點樣去俾呢啲口水樣本嘅，咁就唔使用嗰支棉籤篤落鼻哥嗰度咁辛苦啦。Is mask the most effective way then to control the pandemic?
I think the people in Hong Kong have been saying that from the beginning. Only now in the US, with the evidence, we're beginning to think masks are better than social distancing. Who can stay really 6 feet apart? And what's the real distance anyway? When you shout, when you scream, it can probably go more than 6 feet. People show a lot of data from the lab that you can project the virus further. If the more people wear masks, the better it is. And actually, there's not precise data, but you can see the countries where everyone uses masks, Hong Kong, South Korea, the incidence is lower. But of course, they do other things too. So it's really hard to say it's the mask. So that's probably the. If I had to choose one thing, I would choose the mask.
呢個咧就係我哋都係一路講咧，都係講住話戴呢個口罩噶啦，或者戴呢個面罩嘅，遮住個面啊咁樣。咁咧就即係冇咩實質嘅證據話可以係呢個係最有效嘅方法嚟嘅。不過咧喺嗰啲東南亞嘅國家嗰度咧，好多人戴口罩啦。咁而家東南亞嘅抗疫嘅環境咧，實在係比美國好好多嘅。美國係好遲先至話，你去戴口罩啦。初嘅時候咧就係話戴口罩冇用嘅，就係亦都係有一個說法咧，就係話因為我哋都唔夠口罩，我哋都唔夠俾啲醫護人員用，咁你哋唔好戴住啦。如果唔係戴咗，我哋用嘅更加冇噶啦咁。咁不過而家可能個供應啊多咗啦嚇。咁另外一個問題咧就係話個口罩啊，用布做同埋裏邊，如果係用布做嘅加層紙啊咁樣，係咪會比較好啲 ？So this question, there's a lot of mask question because people are interested in wearing masks and they're asking if putting a layer of something in the inside the cloth mask would be more protective.
The answer is when you put something more, it seems that it would be protective, but what's going to happen is you're going to like move it around. It's going to be harder to breathe. I think it's better to keep something on that's light and comfortable that you can keep on for a longer time without touching your face, more than having a bunch of layers, especially in the summer.
陳醫生咧就係話，如果係我哋戴個口罩太過厚啊，太過唔舒服咧，咁我哋咧就會成日用隻手去摸住佢啊、喐佢啊咁樣咧，咁係其實可能係冇咁好嘅。咁或者係戴啲輕便啲嘅，係可以舒服啲嘅。咁等我哋自己出街用嘅時候係唔會成日掂住佢，成日去喐佢咯。
And of course, we know certain masks are better than others, but we would keep the higher grade masks for high risk things like in the hospital. But in the community, like when you look at people in Hong Kong walking around, they're not wearing N95 masks, they're just wearing regular masks. And that's fine for the community. You don't really need, again, that N95 mask is very suffocating, it smells bad. People can't keep that on for very long without like touching their face and moving it around.
咁陳醫生即係話唔需要一定要戴嗰個最高級嗰個 N95 嗰個密度非常之高嘅 mask 嘅，因為即係佢密度太高，你唞唔到氣咧，你係會喐佢嘅。So then obviously you recommend them to wear the mask when they're outdoors, as in if they join the protest now.
Oh yeah, 100%. If you don't wear them, that's the easiest thing you can do.
Yeah. So 如果係出街咧，就請你戴口罩啦。So who should take the antibody blood test, Dr. Wu? Now that we're coming back to this very important question.
Well, if you really had symptoms suggested of COVID, headache, or fever, and you want to know were you infected at one point in time? That would be the best situation. I think if you're not symptomatic, that would not be a good idea because that the results are more than likely going to be negative. So I don't recommend it unless you really had symptoms.
OK， 佢嘅意思即係話，如果你冇症狀咧，你係唔需要做呢個 test 嘅。咁咧就given the data on viral load decreasing over the course. Now this is a question about the cytokine storm. Should you use immunosuppressive therapy to prevent a cytokine storm?
I think
well, maybe you can explain what the cytokine storm is first to those who don't know what we're talking about.
So the cytokine storm is when you get infected, the virus is only part of the picture in later or more severe disease. When you get lung injury and heart injury, it's more about the injury is your own body immune system that's making your body angry and making your organs fail, not the virus. The virus is making the body angry, but it's not the virus itself that's causing the damage. It's your own immune system.
So 呢個 cytokine storm 就係個身體個免疫嘅功能咧，係發揮得太過淋漓盡致得滯，咁咧就整到自己去打自己，即係將自己嘅免疫嗰啲能力咧，去傷害自己身體裏邊嗰啲器官，即係譬如心臟啊、腎臟啊咁樣樣。咁咧就咁個問題咧就係話，咁你幾時用啲乜嘢嘅藥去有免疫功能嘅藥去撳住呢啲即係咁大嘅免疫嘅系統去爆炸咧 ？So what's the answer? When do you use it?
So we don't use we use we're trying to study it. I guess I would not use it unsupervised, but right now people are studying the next phase. So first we study the antivirus, like remdesivir, we talked about it, or other agents that the people from Hong Kong talked about to treat the virus. But now we want to see if for sick people, when you have organ disease and you have that cytokine storm, if the virus drug plus the anti-inflammatory drug or the extra drug for the inflammation will be better than just the antivirus drug alone. There are various kinds of drugs you can use, which are all being studied.
Yeah. 佢而家咧係唔建議我哋自己用咯，一定係要用係由醫生嘅監督之下先至俾呢啲藥咯。咁佢嘅意思就係話，我哋通常咧就會用嗰啲即係將嗰個病毒停止佢去翻製嗰啲藥啦，就好似 remdesivir 咁樣樣，係停止佢即係去複製啦。咁另外咧就會俾一啲係即係抗炎藥啊，加埋落去，等佢唔好發炎發得咁犀利啦，撳住嗰個免疫系統去發炎咯。咁但係佢話咧，而家咧仲係做緊研究嘅。咁香港大學嗰度咧，亦都係做緊呢個研究。佢哋用緊一個雞尾劑啊，3個藥一齊，其中咧有2個係俾啲病毒唔好複製，另外一個咧就係要嚟抗炎嘅。So if we get infected, do we get reinfected again?
So that's controversial. Right now, there's no clinical evidence of people who've been infected who got infected again. As Dr. Wu said, that sometimes the virus test may show that you're negative and then positive. So that's an issue around the test, not the fact that you got it again. But if there's a new strain that develops over time, there's a theoretical possibility. Right now, we have data from some countries, including Korea, where people who are negative and positive again, they never reinfected anyone. So they never infected anyone. It suggests that that's not a new virus and transmission, but rather the same virus that was just, probably dead and they're not capable. So right now in Korea, for example, they're not worrying about showing that everybody's negative again before releasing them. They kind of just give them a few days after developing symptoms to then put them back into society.
That actually answers another question, because some people ask if people would get tested and to have 2 negative tests before they get the disease.
Yeah, it depends on the context. If you're a healthcare worker coming back to a unit with a lot of cancer patients or immunosuppressed, you want to probably be conservative and do 2 negative tests. But for most people in the community, it doesn't really matter.
即係嗰啲病人咧，如果佢係初嘅時候 佢有咗呢個病毒啦，係個測驗係陽性啦，咁跟住咧佢入醫院嗰度醫啦，醫完之後佢走嘅時候咧，通常咧即係有人咧就話，哦咁使唔使要查過佢冇病毒係陰性嘅咁先俾佢走啊咁啊 Dr. 川康咧就係話如果佢就算佢係臨走嘅時候，佢都仲係驗到有陽性嘅咧，嗰個陽性咧並唔等於佢係會再得病，亦都唔等於佢係會感染其他嘅人。所以而家嘅做法咧就係佢如果係做完一個療程之後佢好翻啦，咁我哋咧亦都唔會再去檢查佢，咁就放佢走噶啦。This question about how accurate and how costly. The accuracy of the test doesn't depend on the saliva or whether it's a nasopharyngeal swab. The accuracy of the test depends on the instrument that you use and how you run your test, right?
Oh, and also depends on when you sample.
Yeah, and when you sample, right. So people are just getting confused about sensitivity. That doesn't belong to the sample. That belongs to the test. Okay.
So the test is done the same way. It amplifies the virus, and then you detect it using appropriate reagents. It's just the sample is different.
Right. So 即係你用口水，因為用嗰個鼻嗰度去攞嗰個樣本出嚟咧，呢個係對我哋去檢查咧係冇所謂嘅，只係總之如果佢係有病毒就有病毒噶啦，喺口水又得，喺個鼻嗰度攞出嚟又得嘅。Well, thank you so much. This is really great. We answer a lot of questions about testing that people are getting very, very confused about. We want to thank all of you for joining us today. This is really an extraordinary time as we're trying to contain this highly transmissible and quite deadly virus that we don't have a treatment for that is known to be always effective, and we don't have a vaccine. And for the Chinese community and some of the Asian community who are mistaken as Chinese, we have in the past 3 weeks been dealing with a lot of racism and violence or xenophobia because people think that we brought the virus over. And so while we're dealing with that, and then now we're dealing with protests for civil rights, and rightly so for the long-term kind of systemic and structural racism that's been in place. And we are very sorry about what has happened, and we stand in solidarity with our African American community friends and colleagues who are trying to fight for the injustice. And so it makes it harder because here we have the pandemic, and here we have the civil unrest situation, and that is something that is quick to happen, that, you know, all of us have experienced some sort of racism somewhere along that we live in this country. We all kind of feel that it's great to happen. Whether we can have anything, done that can reverse the system, that we'll wait and see. But to all of us, that we want to share our sadness and our anger that, this kind of things continue to happen in this country that is supposed to be the best country in the world to live in. And that's why I came here in the first place. But Dr. Peter Chin Hong, I don't know if you have anything to add to what's going on now, and in light of the pandemic and everything else that's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important for us as in the Asian American community to be allies to African American and other minority populations. We all have very similar issues, actually. And there was an interesting article in the coming out of, I think, one of the New York newspapers showing that African Americans were actually allies to Asians in the Asian Exclusion Act by trying to advocate for us. So I think it's really good to be upstanders. I mean, we have very similar issues, and not to be antagonistic to each other. I think sometimes we look for differences, but actually we're more similar than we're different.
So not only should we fight the virus together, we also should fight injustice together and the racism that's in this country. Dr. Wu, do you want to say anything?
it's okay to protest, to stand up for your rights, but it's more important to protect yourself, as Dr. Peter Chin-Hong says, that's number one priority.
Yeah. 咁我哋正話講咧，就係講我哋而家其實即係身為一個好艱難嘅時刻咯。咁我哋過去幾個月咧就喺度嚟到對抗呢個病毒啦。咁跟住咧，我哋華人又受到歧視啦。即係好多美國人又叫我哋翻去我哋嚟嘅地方啦嚇。咁亦都有暴力嘅。咁我哋咧就呢個黑人有事生命咧，就係由一個加州大學。So this Black Lives Matters is actually a movement that started out by our medical students at UCSF. And so of course we support that and we stand in solidarity with our community. 咁呢個咧，我哋就係對黑人嚟講咧，我哋係即係希望大家能夠攜手去將呢啲咁嘅歧視啊，將呢啲不合理嘅環境咧，就係將佢係改變嘅希望。咁但係同時咧，我哋咧就亦都希望大家要注意大家嘅安全，係盡量咧能夠戴你嘅口罩，盡量唔好去出去參加示威嘅時候咧，係染上呢個病毒咯。咁so 如果係有咩症狀咧，就請你及早檢查。咁祝你哋健康。So wish everybody well, and we want to remind everybody to wear your mask and keep your social distance as much as possible because it's hard to do in a crowd. It's really unrealistic sometimes, but try your best and so that you can protest and stay safe. Well, thank you for everyone for joining us. And if you want to see the past town halls, you can go to this website, ahi.ucsf.edu. And if you want to join our listserv, please email to ahi.ucsf@gmail.com. 你可以參加我哋嘅電郵，亦都可以上網站嗰度睇以前嗰啲城市論壇嘅。So thank you. Until we meet again. And thank you, Dr. Peter Chin-Hong, and everyone else that helped in making this this tunnel possible. Our production team, Raymond and Daniel and John. And
thanks to you, Diana. You're like the brainchild of all this.
No, everybody works together. We all work together. Thank you. And thank you all for joining us. Couldn't have a town hall without people joining, right? 多謝各位參加. Thank you.